Aria and welcome to today's speed build. So a couple of months ago I made this house right here. It was a fixer-upper house that I wanted to make it look as disastrous as possible. So there was broken bits everywhere, there was, plants growing out of the roof, everything was cracked, it was trash everywhere, it was very dirty, very gross. It was a bit of a disaster, and I had a lot of fun making it, so I thought it would be fun for me to try and renovate it and see what I can make from it. So I really liked the shell of the house, and I thought it was really cute. I thought it was really, I don't know, an interesting, cute, cozy build. So I thought it would make a really nice family home, which is exactly what I have done. So I moved it to, I think I built it on a 20 by 20 lot, and I've moved it to a 20 by 30, I believe. And so as you can see from the terrain painting, right now half of it's missing. But we do fix that. And I don't really make much of a back garden on this. I kind of just leave it. I move some of the trees, and I don't know, I just make it look like a nice country home. I was originally going to try and leave the landscaping where I had originally put it, but it just didn't really work, and I wanted to at least leave the trees, but even those I couldn't just leave. So I do move them slightly. The one in the front I leave where it is, and yeah, I think it turns out really nice. I changed the door to this bathroom down here to come from the kitchen, and I changed the bathroom upstairs to another bedroom. So I wasn't entirely sure what to do with the bathroom downstairs. I was going to leave it as an ensuite, but then the bathroom upstairs is huge. And I wanted this to have more than just 2 bedrooms, so like I said, I end up turning it into another bedroom, and it may be a little bit strange that you have a shower and then walk straight out into the kitchen. But you know, it's The Sims, so I figured it didn't matter too much. So there's a couple of the trash items and some clothes from the debug, which you may have seen in the back area. For some reason I can't delete those, but I did put them into the bin when I was playtesting it, so they aren't there. So now you can kind of see what I have done with the landscaping. I haven't added any new plants, I've just left it with what was already there and just tidied it up a little bit. And I did erase the path that I had there, but then I've just put it back. I kind of wanted it just to look like everything was, exactly where it was before, but just a lot cleaner, a lot tidier, and yeah, I don't know, livable. So up there I had some vines, I think, from vampires. So I've just put some nice plants up there. I haven't put too much out here, just that light and some chairs. The view from there's not quite as amazing as it was on the original lot it was on. From that one, from the back balcony, you could look straight out onto the beach and the ocean, and it was just really nice and peaceful. Complete opposite of the house. But where I've moved it to here, it's mostly just trees. I think you can see a little bit of the river, but not much. So the lot I've moved it to is directly opposite the park, I think, next to the vets. And I think it's a really nice kind of central location for a family home. I probably would have put it over to the side slightly, the ones that aren't connected to the road, those 3 lots over there, which it was originally on one of those lots. I meant the ones on the other side of the road. But I wanted it to have like a road entrance. I don't know why, it kind of seems a bit weird building on those lots when they don't have a proper entrance. They just kind of walk out of the middle of nowhere straight to the house. I don't know, it seems a bit strange. So I normally post 2 videos a week, sometimes 3, but mostly 2. But I have had a real builder's block this past week, and I don't know whether it's just I don't know, maybe like a lack of confidence in my building or something, but I've really not liked anything that I've attempted this week. I think I've tried maybe 3 or 4 things, and yeah, no, they just weren't working. And I don't know, I'm sure a lot of people experience this, but I just couldn't do it. And it was really kind of disappointing because I love building, and I don't know, I just was really struggling. So I thought I'd try and do something that wasn't quite as challenging, I suppose, as coming up with, you know, an entire new floor plan from a blank lot, you know, from scratch. So this is why I decided to do this one, just to try and see if I could, I don't know, get my motivation back, I suppose. And I think it worked because the next lot that I tried to build was in Sulani. It was a I haven't finished it yet actually, but it's like a pirate inspired lot, I suppose. It's a house for a pirate or a couple of pirates, maybe maybe some friends, I don't know. But I posted a picture on Twitter yesterday, day before, and yeah, it definitely helped, and I think I might have finally got over this builder's block, which is great. Because I kind of feel a bit useless, I suppose, when I can't do anything. Like, I just sit here in front of my PC, like, yeah. So yeah, I'm glad that's over. So right now I am doing the kitchen. I really liked doing this dining area. I thought it looked, I don't know, mostly realistic, I suppose. I used quite a lot of debug items to put up on the wall, and we put some things on a corkboard, and I think it just looks really, I don't know, family friendly, I suppose. Like, you can tell as soon as you walk into this kitchen that a family lives here. So I've been trying to use some items that I maybe haven't used before, or maybe just have only used like once or twice. Things that I guess mostly me, other people maybe too, but overlook, I suppose, because they don't really fit in with the traditional sense of things, or like the style. And I try and make the things that I build unique to me. I'm not sure whether they are or not. Some of the things I build, I think, oh, that looks really, you know, I don't know, samey. Same as the things that I build, but a lot of the things on the gallery are amazing, and I don't know, maybe it's back to the lack of self-confidence in my building again, that I don't want to copy anybody, and I don't know, I just worry about it. But anyway, I really liked adding these things to the little corkboard here, and some of the things from the debug menu, like these 4 crafts and the little post-it notes. I really like those, and I've put a couple of them on the fridge as well because I think they look really cool. So in just a second, I'm going to add a wall out into the back garden right here. These pictures are taken by Simlessy from the I think they're the kids craft things, and she's just taken a picture of them and got her sim to paint them, so they're no CC art. So yeah, they're on the gallery from Simlessy, and I think they look really nice. They add kind of a personal touch to it, I suppose. I like to add so all of my builds, in case you don't know, I create families, or I build them for specific sims that I have made. Every single one of my builds. So it's probably why they take me twice as long, because I spend several hours on the sim before I make the house. But anyway, I like to add their own personal, like, family photos around the house. So I don't tend to include them in my videos. I think I've put a couple in my stop motions, I think I've included them, but I can't upload them to the gallery with those images in them because it flags them as containing CC, which I don't know why, because I've downloaded some from the gallery that have got personal photos in and they've not been flagged as CC. So I don't know whether it's just my game, I'm not sure. But yeah, so if you do download any of my builds and you find that there's like a really weird wall that's got nothing on it, that's probably where I had family photos and had to delete them to upload them, and then it kind of just feels weird adding, you know, another random picture in, so I just leave it blank. So this area here, I was a little bit unsure of whether my sim would be able to walk around. I did test it as you saw earlier, but that was just with the sofas there, and I didn't test it again until I was testing the whole build, and luckily enough it works fine because I do actually move the coffee table and the sofa just there a little bit closer to the bookcase because I like things to be centered and line up. I don't know what it is, it makes me feel better. So that's why I did that. I really like using this toy chest from Get Famous, I think. I think it's a set prop, and I just size it right down because I think it looks like the toy chest from I've forgotten the name of the film. You know what I mean. And I think it just looks really cute, and it obviously isn't functional as a toy box, but there's lots of toys around it and in the kids room upstairs too. So I didn't know what to put on this wall. As you saw earlier, I put all of those like big pictures with all of the different pictures of the Sims on. In this build now I actually have pictures of my Sims family up there, but obviously because I couldn't put them up there to upload to the gallery, I've put that one because I thought it kind of looked like an older family photo in a sepia, I think it's sepia filter, I think that's what it's called. And yeah, I just think it looks nice. Add some more personality, you know, not just a show home. So I like putting these backpacks on hooks or the backs of chairs because I think that looks a little bit more true maybe to how, or at least it was to how I like kind of slung my bag on the coat hook when I got home from school. It's a little bit out of the way for most kids up there, but that's kind of what I was going for there, you know. I originally actually tried to put it on the banister on the bottom of the stairs, but it just didn't work. So I didn't want to add too much to this table here, so I just leave it with a letter and some plants because I think that looks really nice. I later change out all of these lamps to the ones from Cats and Dogs, I think. They're kind of like hanging lanterns, and I think I put them in the blue swatch. I think it's the blue swatch, and I think it just looks a lot, I don't know, more country. So I tried to put some things on this bookshelf here, but it just wasn't working. I don't know why, it's such a narrow space that everything that I tried to put up there just like came off the edge. I'm talking with hand gestures and you can't see what I'm doing, so it looks a little bit strange right now. Anyway, in this bedroom here, the cupboards that I put behind the bed, I think I changed them to black in the end. I didn't like the fact that when they clip together they change colour slightly, and I don't know why they do that, and I used tool to kind of I think lower one by like 0.001 just so that it didn't have that horrible like glitchiness on it, but the colour was still odd, and I really don't like that we can't size down mirrors. That really annoys me because I just wanted like one of those stand mirrors just to sit on top of the cupboard. just to sit on top there, because it would have looked really nice. But no, we're not allowed that. So I don't remember if I put a mirror in this room or not. I don't think I do. I think I leave it at that. And I thought it was just really cozy in here. I wasn't sure whether this one or the one upstairs would be the master bedroom. Probably the one upstairs is a little bit more adulty. I don't know what the word is, like more grown up, I suppose. That one down there kind of looks like it's probably a teen's room. So here I spent about 2 hours trying to figure out this whole desk situation. It's not like it's even an awkward space. I could have just put a normal desk in there, but I didn't want to do that because I always do that. I wanted it just to look a little bit different. So we went with a shelf and I guess it's like a side table, I think. And I just thought it looked like some office drawers. So yeah, this sized up shelf, and I used the really long dining table and sized that down and put it under the drawers so that it hides it. Fully functional and just gives it a different look. So unfortunately, even though it's sized up, there's still snapping points. Not for everything, but for the little froggy food container thing there, it took me ages trying to get it in the right spot, and even then I wasn't happy with it and I wanted to move it just like a fraction over, but I had enough at that point. I'd been doing it for like 3 hours and I was like, nope, that's enough. And the same with these photo frames. As you are about to see, I spend a pretty long time trying to figure out how to arrange them, and I can be a little bit finicky sometimes with the detail, and it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter too much, but for me, like, I look at it and if it doesn't look right, I will tweak it and tweak it and tweak it until I'm like sick to death of it. So it's a problem of mine. So this is the other room that I thought maybe could be like a master bedroom, because I thought it just looked a little bit more, I guess, more country, more fitting in with the style of the rest of the house. So, and there's a child's bedroom in there. I wasn't really sure on the colour scheme in this room. All I knew is that I didn't want to change the wallpaper. And so I needed to find things that matched the walls. I wanted to use the desk from the knitting pack, but the swatches aren't the best, and they don't match anything, which is a real shame, because the style of these desks I thought fitted really well with this build, and unfortunately they just, I don't know, they're just weird swatches. I don't know why they chose to do those colours. I mean, they're nice, but they just don't work with what I wanted them to work with in this. I'm being picky. So we don't use those, and we just put a, I think it's a cats and dogs chest there instead, and put a couple more different decorations around. The same with these mirrors, they just weren't in the right wood swatch. I think the one from Vampires was, but the style was wrong, so we go with this eco one instead, and I think it looks really nice. Again, not really the right style. It's more of like a retro kind of style than country, but the wood swatch matched. By this point I was just like, okay, yeah, that will do. So I put some of these feathers up on this shelf here. I kind of wish that with those, if you put them on a snappable surface, that they would turn into, like, you know, picture frames. Obviously they're already picture frames. You know, like with the stands. I'm doing hand gestures again that you can't see. But they just, you know, clip to the wall, and that's fine, but they just look strange. And yeah, I don't know. It's just me being picky. I was just being so picky with this one for no reason at all. I think it's just because I was, you know, in the middle of my building block and I just didn't know what I was doing. So here I wanted to try and create like a more cozy space around the bed. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to put in the back of it because obviously everything clipped to the wall, and since this shelf is clipped to the wall they weren't visible, so I had to do a little bit of a sneak around to try and get it to, you know, sit on the shelf. But yeah, I think it looks really cute in here. I moved the bed over just slightly to the left and put one of the kids' night lights in there, the one with like the star things on the wall, and I think it looks really cozy in here. There's not too much going on. I mean, it's me, so it's gonna be cluttered to the max and not have any free space for anything because that's just what I do. But you know, I think it looks really nice for a kid's room, and most of the kids stuff that we have, even though we've got, you know, a whole pack for kid stuff and a whole pack for toddler stuff, I just feel like there's not very many options, I suppose. I do really want to do a room build with all of the void critter stuff that we have. I'm not sure whether to do it now or wait for Snowy Escape because I don't remember whose video it was. Somebody who has early access, I saw that there is a bed swatch with like a void critter cover on it, so I think I might wait for that and then do like a whole room with all of the different void critter stuff that we have, because I think it looks really nice, and you know, we don't really have much for kids like I just said, so having a whole room for an interest I think is good. It's really good for kids to have interests, and I like my sim kids to, you know, have interests. I don't know what I'm talking about. So we are pretty much at the end now, so I hope you have enjoyed this renovation. I hope you're all looking after yourselves and being kind to yourselves, and I will see you all next time. Bye everyone.